Hi friends, Rachel Gerlach with Nutrition Works of Colorado, and I want to give you some tangible exercises or tangible information that's going to help you with actually all things in life, but specifically we're going to talk about weight loss and your health. And they're called brain errors. Some people call them thought errors. I just call them brain errors because it's just a story, a thought, a perception, or a sentence that our brain tells us to keep us in the same pattern. And that is actually brilliant, and it's worked very, very well for thousands of years to keep us alive as human beings. But it doesn't really work anymore when we're trying to create change. Now, the reason is because you have a primitive brain. And the primitive brain's job is to tell you to stay safe and stay alive through ease and comfort. That is really it. And anything that's different than what you're doing right now is risky. It's the future. It doesn't know what the result is going to be. What's the outcome? What if you die? That's what the brain does, and it's really good at it. The primitive brain, it's really powerful. But please continue watching because I want to show you how you can take back control in order to start getting different results in your life. Now let's specifically use the concept of weight loss. 90% of the women that come to us, their first course of action is that they want to lose weight. And the greatest gift, one of the greatest gifts that I can teach them is not a meal plan, not how to clean out your pantry, not a shopping tour. That's not it. Those are action items. If they worked before, or if they worked, you wouldn't be here. It's actually understanding the decisions that they're making in their head and learning to, quite frankly, investigate them, learning to look at them and assess them to determine if it's going to get them the results that they want. So let's use a 25-pound weight loss example, okay? You come in and you want to lose 25 pounds. And what we start to recognize is that you have all these thoughts, right? You think you should be able to drink and still lose weight. You are telling yourself that you don't have time to cook. You're also telling yourself that you don't know what to eat. And this is my favorite because I always lean on this one too, is I shouldn't have to give up, fill in the blank. But the reality is that you might have to give up drinking. You might have to cook and you might have to figure out what to eat. And you might have to give up things in order to achieve the weight loss that you're going for. Now, where the error comes in is that you listen to these stories, you listen to these sentences, and you as a woman, decide to believe them. And that's totally normal. It means you are a high-functioning woman, by the way. There's no problem here. You've done nothing wrong. Now, what I need you to do is recognize them as an error because believing into them, buying into them, and acting upon them isn't creating change. You might have to give up drinking for a little while in order to get a 25-pound weight loss. You might have to start cooking, which means you will make time to cook, or you're going to hire somebody to do it for you in order to get a 25-pound weight loss, or 50 or 100 pounds, whatever your goal is. You might have to figure out your nutritional guidelines or hire somebody to figure them out for you and then go and execute them in order to get the weight loss. And you might, by the way, you're probably going to have to give up some things, right? Your weight loss guidelines will look different than your maintenance guidelines. But for the time being, you're going to need to make some changes. Your brain is going to tell you not to. What I'm going to offer is I want you to hear this week. I want you to pay attention and decide every time you have a thought come in your head, every time you hear that sentence, and by the way, you might have to slow down a little bit to hear it, I want you to run it through the filter. Is this getting me? Is this perspective or this perception or this judgment getting me the result that I want? And where your power comes in is if it's not, you get to change it. Like, think about how amazing that is for a second, right? You are 100% in control of what you want to believe in your brain. Now, I'm not saying you have all the resources, but I'm saying that you can go get them. And it might freak you out, but it brings you back in control. And weight loss can feel very out of control, especially if you feel like you are at the mercy or at the affect of food. If you've tried everything and nothing has worked, it feels very, very out of control. But just by assessing, analyzing, running the thoughts through your filter and determining if they are useful for you or not, brings you into the driver's seat. You get to change directions. So you can look at these errors and you can say, okay, I should be able to drink. Yeah, but I'm drinking and I'm not losing weight. So maybe that's not true. Maybe it's true that I'm going to give up drinking for a while in exchange for the weight loss. Discomfort now or discomfort later? Discomfort now of being in, oh my gosh, what I'm trying to say to you. Discomfort of being overweight in exchange, or do you want discomfort of not drinking for 30, 60, 90 days or whatever you need to do? There's always solutions. You just have to decide if you're going to take control and you're going to believe into these errors, or if you're not, and then you're going to go and get the answers and find a solution. So this is just one piece of what we do during the shed. 30 days metabolic reset. I need to reset your metabolism, your hormones, your gut health, and your belief systems. So that way you can take off some weight fairly quickly, but very healthy, using real food, medical grade supplements, and coaching psychology. Once you're willing to do that, then we can move on into a 90-day maintenance program that's specific for you. You've got to figure out what works for your body. That is long-term success. Okay, that's my job, is to help you do that using science, psychology, and accountability. So we're going to do this during the shed, 30 days, all in. We're going to blow up all of your brain errors. Then we're going to continue on for 90 days together to make sure it all sticks and you maintain your weight loss. You have exactly 2 days to register. The bonus is, if you can get 3 of your friends to join, you get yours free. So who doesn't want that? Now, the other piece, most people report losing 10 pounds in 28 days and 20 inches. That's a lot. And a lot of it is, yes, you're going to lose fat, but you're losing a ton of inflammation. Your whole body is shrinking. You are getting smaller. And you're doing it in a very healthy, thoughtful, systematic way. So I encourage you to join us. We're going to dive deeper into brain errors. We're also going to really help you figure out what works for your body so you never are at the mercy of the next, good God, the next protocol that comes your way or the next fad diet. You know what works for you, and you are not on this yo-yo dieting train anymore. Join us. Registration closes April 14th. We kick off the shed on April 19th. Take care.